You know, he's big time now. Does he tell you stories all the time about the good old days, Arash? Or does he talk about himself much or no? You guys are a smart class.
Doc, in the first, I think it was 10 minutes or so of the game, your starters were as good as they've been all year.
Yeah.
You know, I know you always say it starts with the defense, but specifically offensively, it seemed like they were just.
Yeah, it was balanced. It was both. I mean, the defense is so good right now that our offense is allowed easy baskets. You know, they're getting stops, they're covering for each other, they're talking, they're angry when the other team scores, and you know, defense brings you. If you want something to bring a team together, it's always going to be defense, and defense brings you together and allows your offense to play better.
You know, we're all saying you're like the best team in the league now.
No.
Do you not want that?
I don't care really. I mean, at the end of the day, we like us, you know. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. We know as good as we're playing, and I said it before the game, we can be a lot better, and we're going to be better.
Is some of that just because you've been here for a little while and you've like run up against that second round thing, had the injuries last year?
I don't think that there's no talk about it. I can tell you that. I think our guys think that this is a different group. You know, it is. The bench is immensely different, and we have an amazing chemistry. You know, it's just it feels different. You know, this team feels different, and so we have a long way to go, obviously, but we like how we're playing. And if you ask each guy, they'll tell you we are going to be way better than what we are, and that's a good sign as well.
What led to Brooklyn's run with the second team in the second quarter?
The second team came in and scored. Our second team, as crazy as that sounds, they scored like our second team scored the first 5 possessions, I think. And you know, from a coaching, that sounds crazy. Actually, turns out they're going to stop playing D. You know, they're going to start thinking about offense, and that's exactly what happened. And the one thing I love about Brooklyn, I mean, I love them. They don't stop. They just keep playing hard. It was like they didn't look at the score. They just played through the score. It's a great example for anybody. You know, they know they're undermanned with Lopez out and Len out, and they don't care. They just keep playing. And you know, from just a purity of basketball standpoint, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch.
Doc, through the first 11 games of the season, you guys have posted the 4th best point differential in NBA history, even better than last year's Warriors.
I hate stats.
What
I used to like them until that moment.
Sure, but what is that one? What does that one kind of tell you about what this team?
It just tells us we're playing well right now. I mean, that's all it tells us. It tells us that we're playing very well, and that's good.
I think like the 6th straight game where the ball movement is like 24, 25 assists. You kind of mentioned it before the game, but it seems like they're finding each other.
It's becoming contagious. It really is. You know, second group, I mean, they passed up shots. You know, Jamal had a layup, passed it out. Austin had 2 layups, passed it out for 3s. And, you know, what I liked about it, in a lot of their cases, like Jamal had a game where he was struggling the other night, could have clearly taken the 2 and instead have moved the ball. You know, all of us in the O, we would have shot it because we're trying to get us going. And they have this spirit right now. We talk about the spirit of the past, and they have it. And I hope they keep it. You know, it's a good disease.
Chris is shooting the ball.
Great.
Yeah. What have you kind of just thought of his?
He's worked himself into it. You know, he struggled through preseason, if you remember. And he's, you know, Chris, just like Blake, they work hard. You know, I mean, Chris knew he was struggling early on with his shot, and he literally worked himself into shooting the ball well again. You know, and there's no shortcuts to it, so it's nice.
Hey, Doc, back here. I know you just said you don't like stats, but can you just talk about what 10-1 means to this franchise and to you at this moment?
It really means nothing for me. I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, I guess for the franchise it means something. I don't even know that. I literally don't pay attention, and I don't even know our record. I mean, I know our record because I know we've lost 1, but I don't count. I don't care. I really don't. And I'm being honest. I literally don't care because we are better. We have to be better, and we know that.
second straight game, you get double figures from Luke. What could that mean for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's huge for us. And D. Brown and John Welch, every day they get them in the gym and they're forcing them to drive the ball with power. They're forcing them to take shots. And last game in Minnesota, Blake had a ball swing where he swung it to Luke. And that's a trust pass, and he did it, and Luke made it. And even if Luke misses it, he should still swing it, and that's good too.
Talk about offense from kind of unlikely sources. Raymond Felton has shot the ball this season. I think he's probably leading your team.
Yeah.
Did you see that in him?
But like Raymond said, he said it a minute ago. He said, when you're sitting there by yourself so much, and you have to shoot it, you start believing it and you're making it. And that's the ball swing. That's you got Jamal and Austin. They go downhill a lot, and people suck in. And Raymond is standing there. He's the beneficiary of it, and he's making them. And he's actually he turns some down, and he'll repenetrate and get another shot. So it's been good for him. He works on it too. I'm happy for him.
Last one, then.
No, we got to get USC, for sure.
Yeah, make them
for
ask
sure.
the question.
They have a football team
Nobody
again.
better think of a good one.
Right? Their football team's back, right?
Right.
It's nice.
How does this compare? The last time you think you were 10-1 was Boston 2007
Yeah.
08. That team, the only people you've said a lot, was ready to win. Those
Yeah.
guys were at the point in their career where they're ready. Do you feel that with this group?
I do. I really do. I feel like, Paul was telling someone there the other day, boy, this reminds me of that. And, obviously we got a lot of planning to do, but they do have that spirit of, that Boston team is all about just winning. They care less about individual stuff. And you feel that here. I got, John Wayne, I got 3 questions here, okay?
Okay.
You can stay. USC.
Oh, okay.
All right, Coach, I know you said you hate stats, but tonight you guys did have the edge pretty big and significantly with assists. Obviously, when you have Chris, the assists will be there. But what is the way the team moves the ball around, makes the extra pass, say about the mentality the team has right now and kind of the selflessness?
Yeah, it's great, and it's multiple guys. I don't look at it, but let's see here. We had a 9 assist guy in Chris, 6 in Blake, 6 in Austin, 5 in Jamal. And what's great about those 4 guys I named, those are 4 your scores, and they have assists, and that's a good thing.
Let's USC. We got.
Come on, somebody's got something good over there.
All right, one more.
One more USC.
Make it good.
So obviously with this kind of blowout tonight, we saw a lot from the bench, and the Clippers obviously have a pretty good bench this season. But when you look at the NBA as a whole, we tend to focus a lot on the starters. I mean, you look specifically at Kevin Durant. He went to the Warriors, and the Warriors kind of had to clean house a little bit on their bench. I mean, you guys have Maurice space now on your roster. So with that in mind, what role do you think the bench plays now in the NBA?
Oh, it's huge. The benches are huge. The Warriors had last year the best bench, and they've lost some guys, and now we feel like we have one of the best benches, and it's going to help guys like Chris Paul back there. His legs will be strong at the end of the year because he has people to support him, and that's important for us. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
We got Chris.